G'day, NBA Straya. How are you going? You should be all right. Why is it, Jim? Well, it's Thirsty Thursday, isn't it? Hate to be a tune in very, very short order. It is Thursday, March 6 all day. I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios, hanging out for a quickie Thursday. Quick Thirsty Thursday for you. Today we got the bloody Payton Pritchard game. It was awesome. We also had a couple of crackers in there, and pour one out for the poor Mavs fans. It's just... like, I might get a game from them at this rate. It's pretty tough. Also want to quickly hit on what's the worst situation in the NBA right now and throw that out to the folks out there and see what they reckon. But plenty to get into. We'll fly through the game race. We'll do the awards. We've got some pretty great nars. We've got an unpopular opinion of the day in Outback Takehouse where we're serving up a flame grilled take. There is, in a surprise twist, an Andrew Gay's Great Mummer Award, a Shane Hill shoot your shot, light 'em up award, and a KIWI Corner. All very quick ones, though. And then a pick and preview for the Friday ahead. Which would be pretty fun. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1219 of NBA Straya. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gay.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Mitch Creek. This is Nick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya. You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better. I don't know. You better watch out for the attack of old mates away today. So I've got to do a quick Thursday show and then go sort out the squid. So quick one today. Let's get into it with the daily whip around. Not much in the way of news, actually, even today, beyond like Jason Kidd go, yeah, the fact that we were playing Kyrie Irving into the ground, having traded Luka Doncic, that had in no way, shape, or form anything to do with him tearing his ACL. He's sure thing, Jason Kidd, because there has been absolutely zero proof of NBA players and workload contributing to injuries ever, which is why we don't do load management. What are we doing? Yeah, it's fine to lead the league in minutes when he's like in his 30s. That had nothing to do with it. Sure. I'm not a medical doctor, not anymore. But I kind of feel like getting an old-ass Kyrie Irving and go, hey, we've traded the fucking superstar guard behemoth that you're playing with to lessen the load on you. How about you now lead the league in minutes? And Kyrie's like, fucking sure. I've done my knee. That had nothing to do with what was going on. Yes, because he definitely wasn't, overcompensating for anything. His knees weren't under any duress after all these minutes. Not at all. Nothing to do with it. Nothing to see here. Move on. Which is definitely why sports science is not at all saying, hey, we should rest these guys in some of these games because the workload is too much and they'll get injured. We should piss that off. And if Jason Kidd, here I go. If Jason Kidd is quite literally like, that's got nothing to do with it, then anytime the Mavericks fucking rest any player, they should be fined $250,000. Hashtag Outback Takehouse. In other little bits of news, there's not too much. It was, literally D'Lo going, I'd like to stay with the Nets. And then Brooklyn Nets going, that's great that you want to. See you later. And Devin Booker apparently is untouchable and doesn't want to leave the Suns. So that's kind of nice. Good luck there. We'll talk about the Suns later in the, as I mentioned at the top, right? We're going to talk about the three worst situations in the NBA going forward very quickly. Right. Let's do some game wraps, though, after very little news. It was so strange. There was like nothing going on. Let's do it. Thursday's game wraps. Game wraps. Portland put up a nice fight with they had Denny Avdija for a little bit. He leaves with his quad injury. Now getting their ass kicked. A little bit of a fight back later. But this was the Payton Pritchard and Derrick White show. It was remarkable. What do you mean, Jim? Well, Payton Pritchard, a.k.a. the White Mamba, just went absolutely ham. Hit 10 threes. He had 43 points. D. White had 9 threes. He had 41 points. It was absolute chaos It was very fun. Like, there's just a point in games like that where you're like, he's not going to hit. Oh, he's hit another one. And it's electric when it happens. It was very, very, very cool. Like, Shaden Sharp and Anthony Penny-Simons were really good, and Portland never... like, Jabari Walker didn't miss a 3, it's 6. And they never really had a look in. The Celtics just rode White. This is, of course, without Jason Tatum as well. He got the day off. Jaylen Brown shot 7 of 23. Go B! And it didn't matter because White and Pritchard just went absolutely ham. Celtics now 44 and 18. Blazers 28 and 35. Then we had a Minnesota-Charlotte game, which was, who cares, right? 125-110. Wolves kicked the crap out of them. All the starters played really well. Jingles didn't get out there. Josh Green was sick. LaMelo had 28, 10, and 6. Miles Bridges had 23, and the Hornets are just, yeah. Hornets are 14 and 47. Good road win for the Wolves, though. I'll pay that. 35 and 29. Miami-Cleveland. This game was awesome. Cleveland! Hold on at the end, 112-107, to win their 12th straight because Miami just kept turning the ball over in just really stupid fashion. I'm going to talk about Terry Rozier later, but that's one of the worst games of basketball you ever see. Bam had an awesome game, had 32, 12, and 5, but then had an absolutely brutal turnover at the end of the game. Anyway, Cleveland got 26 out of Donnie Mitchell. Garland had 15 and 10, 16 and 13 for Mobley. And they just know how to win. Like, that's kind of the coolest part about watching this team. Like, DeAndre Hunter comes off the bench. They're starting Maxi Strus. They're well, we'll just do enough to win. And that's awesome. They've won 12 straight. They're amazing. Heat at 29-32. Cavs 52 and 10. It's March 6th and they've lost 10 games. It's absurd. Not bad. Right. What was next? We had Utah-Washington. Absolute tankathon. This was hilarious. The Jazz, rested all their dudes. Seriously, the Jazz did. This is Tankahontas. I don't know. Sure. They rested Lowry, Colin Sexton, John Collins. That's a tall cocktail. Walker Kessler, Keontae George, and Jordan Clarkson. Jesus. And they still nearly won. The Wiz. Alexander Sarr was very good. But anyway, they win at 125-122. This is just tanking maneuvering for the Jazz. They're 15 and 47. The Wiz, 12 and 49. Gross gear. Dallas got absolutely shit pumped by Milwaukee. It's Algonquin for the good land. 137-107. They stomping from the get-go. You want to talk about, dudes who don't have players. How about the Mavs? They just literally have no one. No AD and Kyrie, obviously, but no Lively, no Gafford, no Dante Sexum up Exum today. No PJ Hamilton-Washington with a sprained ankle. No Caleb Martin. No Jaden Hardy. They started Max Christie, Klay Thompson, Spencer Dinwiddie, Dwight Powell, Najee Marshall, and had 3 dudes available on the bench. It was crazy. And the Bucks kicked the crap out of them. 32 and 15 for Giannis, 34 for Dame. Boom! 36 and 25 for the Bucks. Dallas, 32 and 31. That 10 spot is getting a bit sketchy. Denver hold on to beat Sacramento 116-110. They were down in this game pretty handily too. Sacramento were just going, hey, how did the Lakers guard Jokic? Hey, let's do that. Let's front him, get some smaller players in there, just make his life a bit harder. And we'll just throw teams at it. And boom, it kind of worked. But then Rusty Westbrook played his best game of the season, basically. 25, 5 and 3. Hit 4 of 7 from downtown. Usually when Rusty sees a 3 go in, it's like danger zone. Danger zone for the Nugs. But he got them over the hump because DeMar DeRozan cooled off a little bit. Ends up with 35 and 32 shots. Levine hit a couple of shots late for 20. J-Vel, as I mentioned, my name is Jonas. Would have loved going up against the big Serb. 19 and 13 and 6. That is why you trade for Jonas Valanciunas. Unfortunately, the Kings don't get the win. They dropped to 32 and 29. The Nogs, 40 and 22. Interesting gear. Interesting, I'll tell you. And the Thunder are about to seal a win over the Grizz, 120-103. Got close there across the third and fourth quarters there for a minute, but they win at 120-103. SJ ends up with 41. Absurd gear, right? He just goes absolutely ham late. Jar can't hit a shot, has 24 points on 22 shots. Grizzlies fall short. The defense was always going to be the problem for the Grizz, right? Without Triple J. They've got Jalen Wells. Did I say Jalen Clark? Yes, anyway, Jalen Wells. But unfortunately, he goes 0-5. So when you've got a defensive specialist You can get 1 of 7 from Dort if you're the Thunder because you've got other good defensive players. If you're the Grizz, it's hard to play Jalen Wells when he's 0 of 5. He played 26 minutes. They got their ass kicked. Desmond Bain, 5 of 14. Scottie Pippen Jr. got them back into the game, and then the Thunder just put the foot down and vroom, off they go. The squid number 2 today, we're walking squid number 1 into school, and I've got him on my shoulders and everything. And he's like, Daddy, put me down. I'm like, all right, buddy. I'm a race car. I'm like, fucking off he goes. That's what the Thunder did, 120-103. And then the final games, to give you some context about that, 50-11 now for the Thunder. They are awesome. And the Grizz are 38-23. And the final game today, the Clippers are battling with the Pistons. We'll wrap this one up briefly tomorrow because I've got to get this one done and get it out. 82-78 towards the end of the third quarter. The Pistons were leading earlier on in this quarter, but the Clippers have clawed it back. It was tied at halftime. It's been a really fun game. James Harden went absolutely ham. Or whatever, like 28 in the first half. Like, it was absurd stuff. I think it was 28. And it's like, that's exactly what they needed. Clippers on a back-to-back as well after this pretty crazy bad 23 points in the first quarter. Jesus. And I think 28 in the first half. After that, just horrendous loss to the Suns yesterday. Like, they need to beat the Pistons. And, yeah, 23 points in the first quarter from James Harden. The thing is are his legs going to be there down the stretch? Who knows? But yeah, 28 points in the first half. That is just absurd. It's pretty good. He's got 33 towards the end of the third quarter. They're down. Well, they're up 3 of the Clippers. So we'll talk about that in a second. But let's do an NBA Straya pre-performance of the day. Pretty easy, this one.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Pritch better have my money. I got 99 problems, but a Pritch ain't one. Hit me. That's right. Payton Pritchard, pretty bloody good. 43, 10, and 5, and 0 turnovers. There are 7 players in NBA history to have 43, 10, and 5 with 0 turnovers. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Larry Bird, Luka Doncic, Alex English, MJ, Jamal Murray, and Jason Tatum. Payton Pritchard is the only one to do that while hitting 10 threes. It was absurd. Amazingly enough, he has the 43 points. He sets this insane mark, right? And Derrick White rips off 41, hits 9 threes, becoming the first duo in Celtics history to have 40-plus points in the same game. That's incredible that that's happened, considering they have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Spent years upon years with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale. And, of course, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. Like, it just never, ever happened. It was Payton Pritchard and Derrick White. Amazing gear. So Pritch better have my money, gets it. With an honorable mention to Giannis in 25 minutes against the Mavs. Had 32 and 15. Yeesh! He leads all players in 30 and 15 games since the year 2000 now. Absolutely incredible gear. But Payton Pritchard. The Payton Pritchard game. Where were you when Payton Pritchard just lit up the Portland Trail Blazers for 43 points? Well, I was on my couch watching it, but yeah, amazing. Spud of the night!
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. Now, I told you the Ja Morant, 8 of 22 for his 24 points is pretty rough. He started 3 of 14. It was brutal. Someone ended up 3 of 14. It was Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier goes 3 of 14, but also, it's not even that. Like, that looks better than it was. Ends up with 4 turnovers, but some of those turnovers, you're just like, did the Matrix just glitch? Is Terry Rozier throwing this game? And then when you add up the Bam and Adebayo turnover at the end of the game, I'm like, did Miami just collectively bet against themselves today? But some of the shots of Terry Rozier were like airballed threes, just throwing it up like hard off the backboard as a layup. I'm like, this here, ooh, is he melting down? Like, what the hell is going on? Ends up 3 of 14, the 4 turnovers. It is gross gear. Absolutely Spud of the year kind of stuff. But wow, pour one out for Terry Rozier. That was, whew. 5 of 16 for Max Christie, 5 of 15 for Bryce Sensabaugh as well. I mentioned earlier as well the 0 of 5 for Jalen Wells. I got to make sure I've got the correct Jalen. Yes, Jalen Wells, 0 of 5. And the 1 of 7 for Dort. I think he was 0 of 5 to start off with as well. Plenty of spuds, but I'll tell you what, there's only one who actually went and shot the magic number. Woo! Chill, yeah! Tumani Kamara, ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. The Camaro himself, I love that. Tumani Kamara shot 311. Legendary gear. Who's old mate Nomads?
Old mate, no mate.
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 Who's got no mates today? Duncan, I'd like to have a beer with Duncan Robinson. Basically hit the game-tying 3 in that Cleveland-Miami game. But his foot was on the line. That's a tough one. It's like, hey, how big are your feet there, Duncan? That's a tough bus ride. Jenny Bus was also a bit of old mate, no mate. It's just rubbing salt. Like, can the fucking Lakers stop taking victory laps? Of course they can. But like Nico Harris now, they're going, you know who was awesome? Fucking Kobe. It's like, yeah, he was on the Lakers, the same team you traded fucking Luka Doncic to, you fucking shoe salesman dipshit. Anyway, Luke, Jenny Bus said, we gave up a lot to get Luka Doncic. We're happy to have him. We've lost the last 3 years in a row to the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs. Anthony Davis was complaining about where he's being played and he wasn't happy. So I think this was a positive for both teams. Oh, boom, 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 boom. What was that? Was that Anthony Davis just being thrown under the fucking bus by Jenny Bus? Fitting, considering the last name, but Jesus, it's fucking brutal. Anthony Davis, just as well he's going to see out the rest of the season or else he'd come back with a vengeance. Yeah, probably wouldn't. Pantsing of the night. What the Bucks did to Dallas is illegal, I'm pretty sure, in Texas. So, yeah. Especially with no players. Like, Brandon Williams is like their third dude off the bench. It was tough as. Drew Banks got absolutely yammed on by Beef Stew, which is like, oh, you don't want that to happen because you can't arc up because Beef Stew will just fucking rearrange your face. So, tough one. Finally, better than Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average.
Coming for everybody. 21-5 for Alexander Sarr. Very good game from the rookie. Love that one. Kevin Porter Jr. versus Dallas for the Bucks. Triple-double. 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 14 assists. Just don't give him a fucking thing of soup. Johnny Yu Zhang had 27. I mean, it's because the Jazz had no other players. None of their good players played. But Johnny Yu Zhang had 27. Shot 10 of 15 and 5 of 9 from downtown. And Jabari Walker. I loved, like, he went 6 of 6 from 3 today. So it's a career high. Has 22 points against the Celtics. He bumped his, like, 3-point percentage in one game, like, just sky high. It was hilarious. So, love that from them. And, like, there's a couple of other little floater out there ones as well. Love a bit of Scottie Pippen Jr. with 15, 5, 3, and 3 today as well. But yeah, there you go. Johnny Yu Zhang, Jabari Walker, KPJ, Alexander Sarr. Or better, the Markel Fultz, Lonzo Ball, the big RDO Ben Simmons. Do you like that one? Came up with that one today. I like that. And James Wiseman. All right, let's do some ENRs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You listen to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to
Straya.
NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do some I've got some good listener ones here. Zachy B. Pritchard just locked up 6th man of the year with that game today, right? Yes. Always going to probably get there. Like, Ty Jerome just doesn't have like a 43-point game under his belt. You know what I'm saying? Ty Jerome's been fantastic. But, yeah, it gets a bit rough there. 43 was absolutely absurd. Zachy B does go on to say, is Shea winning MVP? Because I believe he has a multi, actually, of those two. We'll do the full 3-quarter awards of the season tomorrow. But Shea's my pick for the MVP at the moment, for the simple fact is, like, the Thunder are, 51-11? And have the best point differential in NBA history right now. Like, it's incredible. Like, they're plus 12.7 across the season. That is absolutely entirely absurd. And if you're the best player, the dude averaging 32.5 points a bloody game on the best team in the NBA, if Denver don't end up, like, they're currently essentially just percentages behind the Lakers, the 2-3 seeds at the moment, right? But if they don't end up with like the 2 seed and Jokic has like even like a quiet week, I don't think he gets it. Like, he probably should. But SGA is like another 41 today. Absolutely incredible gear. I think he's got it. The other one is Giannis. Jim, is he underrated? Yeah, nah. Yes. So Giannis became the 52nd NBA player in all time to have 20,000 points in the regular season, which I fucking hate. It's like, dude, how many points did you score in the NBA? Well, it's actually 2,290. Oh, but how many of them in the regular season? Like fucking 20,000 of them? Who cares the regular season? It's the total fucking points that matter. Anyway, same as LeBron getting the 50,000 yesterday. Giannis, it's 20,000, but this is only regular season. He's already done that before. But amazingly, Giannis is the 6th youngest player to get to the 20K mark, behind LeBron, KD, Kobe, Wilt, and MJ. Absolutely top level tier shit. And it is weird because he, as I said, in the he gets the honorable mention for the player of the day, because in 25 minutes he had 32 and 15 or whatever the fuck it was. Like, it's just absolutely absurd gear now. 32 and 15, 13 to 20 from the floor. It's amazing to sort of think about, like, if his name wasn't Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it was like, I don't know, what else starts with G? Jerry Anthony. Right? Like, what happens? Is he, like, thought of as one of the great NBA players of all time? He should be. He's weirdly underrated. It took him 841 games of regular season basketball in 12 seasons to get to 20,000 points. 52nd all time. 6th youngest ever. That is absolutely unreal. Unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Spoiler alert for tomorrow's show, but I don't think Cade Cunningham should win Most Improved Player. But Jimmy's awesome and you love him. I know. But he's a number 1 fucking pick. I'm trying to get ahead of this story as well, because it's going to happen. What are we doing? Most Improved Player. He's the number 1 fucking pick. Yes, he's meant to be this good. Like, it's not, as I've said, time and time, meeting the expectations award. In this game today against the Clippers, going to the fourth quarter, they're down by 2. He's got 36 and 7. He's been absolutely unreal. But at the same time, this is what he was meant to be. Like, the fact that he met that he was the fucking number 1 pick like 3 years ago. What are we doing? It's insane. And like, he's up to his, like, he's basically it's like 2.5 points per game that he's averaging better. He's shooting up 1 percentage point per game better, 0.4 percentage from 3 better. Like, he's getting to the line 0.6 times more a game. He's averaging less than 2 rebounds more. He's averaging like 3 and a bit assists a game. Sure, but fucking let's pump the brakes there. I'm just saying. Anyway, finally, a bit of Outback Takehouse. Let's do this one. It's Thursday at Outback, and you know what that means. 2 for 1 bloomin' onions. Of course, no one in Australia knows what the fuck these things are. Some sort of deep fried onion made to look like a flower? What the fuck are you Yanks on about? None of that makes sense. Why is it blooming? If it was blooming, it'd just have a big fucking weird thing poking out of the top of it. That's what onions do, you idiots. Have you ever seen an onion that is blooming? What the fuck? Anyway, only at Outback. 2 for 1. Today's Flame Grilled take is... Don't worry about Charlotte and Washington. The 3 teams with the worst, bleakest outlooks in the NBA right now are big name teams in Dallas, Phoenix, and Philly. This is in response, I think one of the NBA fucking player pods, I hate them all. Like, Not all of them. Some are right, but Jesus. It's just like, I'm just right. You can tell that they don't watch that much basketball, which is kind of ironic, I guess. It's like, you're a basketball player. You host ostensibly a basketball podcast. But the Hornets and the Wizards, right? They vastly have all of their own picks. They can be shit for another year or two. They've got like a surplus of like at least half-decent talent. Dallas has got nothing outside of a pair of dudes in their 30s who are fucking hurt. Outside of that, it's like, we've got Max Christie and PJ Washington. And it's like, yeah. And Jaden Hart, like Derek Lively. They're fine. But they only work if you've got, I don't know, a 25-year-old MVP candidate. Fuck me. That's the biggest kick in the dick from the Luka trade. Basically, you give up on a fucking 25-year-old for a pair of injury-prone dudes in their 30s. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? Well, I thought we were going to win a title. As I said on yesterday's show, you spit in the eye of the basketball gods, prepare to get fucking kicked in the dick by them, right? They owe their 2027 pick to Charlotte. 28 goes to OKC in a pick swap. 29 goes to Houston or Brooklyn. 30 goes to the fucking Spurs or Minnesota in a swap. I don't think everyone realizes like just how fucked Dallas are. It's like, oh, we're going all in around Luka. And then you trade Luka and you got one fucking pick back, you idiots. They are fucked. Kyrie will be back in like a year and a bit. You'll have Anthony Davis as he ages. How do you think that's going to go? You've got Gafford, you've got Lively. They'll probably trade Gafford. It's just bleak. Phoenix, all their draft picks are basically not their own, and they have to trade Kevin Durant. They literally don't have any picks left. Like, they're just fucking done, mate. There's no picks here, Chop. No picks here. And again, the young talent, they have none. It's Devin Booker, and that is fucking it. Maybe Bol Bol. So you've got Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal. How are you capped out? Oh, that's right, $50 million to Brad Beal. So now they're going to have to try to recoup some of that for Kevin Durant and rebuild very, very quick. It's just not going to happen. They're fucked. Right? And their picks are all out the fuck, like completely gone. It's just, wow. That's bleaker than Brooklyn in the mid-teens, I reckon. And then Philly, their 25 pick goes to OKC, 27 goes to Brooklyn. Like, the big thing for them is, oh, but we've got Paul George and Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. Maxey's like, the thing is, again, what other young talent have you got? Jared McCain. You've basically got two dudes who play the exact same position, are like the same fucking size. A former MVP who doesn't have a knee. And Paul George, who's turned into a human spud. Yeah, those three teams are fucked. Like, even if you look at the Yaz... So, you look at the real hardcore tanking teams this year and how shit they are. It's very bad, right? Washington, Charlotte, Utah. Even the Pelicans have like this surfeit of like really decent wings. And Zion, CJ McCollum, some picks. Like, they're just like, yeah, we'll be fine. The Yaz, they've got a bunch of young talent and a bunch of picks. They're fucking laughing. The Wiz, they've got some picks, a couple of young dudes. They're hoping to get 1, 2, or 3 this year and probably next year. And the Hornets are the same sort of thing. They've already got LaMelo. They've got Miles Bridges. They've got a couple of young dudes there. Like, they've got bases to build from. The other three teams I mentioned are fucked. All right. Australian Player Watch right after this.
This is Matthew Delvedova, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, really quick Australian Player Watch today because everybody was sick or basically didn't play apart from Doo-Up, Bob Doo-Up. Doo-Up got out there for 9 minutes against the Celtics in that loss, 128-118, because Time Lord and, they started Klingon, I think, in that game, didn't they? And, like, Klingon's fun. He's also still a rookie, so without their sort of backup bigs, DeAndre Ayton is still hurt, obviously, and Time Lord's always hurt, so Doo-Up got out there for 9 minutes, and you're like, that's kind of good. Went 0 of 2, though. Both of which are from 3. Had 2 rebounds and a turnover. It was a -3 in 9 minutes. In a game, they lost by 10. So you'll take that on the big jobs. I'll tell you. Paddy Thrills is currently still riding the pine for the Clippers. Box Hill Benny, a.k.a. the big RDO, is still out resting his knee. He sat out yesterday's game as well. Josh Green was out sick in that Charlotte-Minnesota game, and obviously in that same game that Minnesota won, 125-110. Jingling Joe Ingles copped the did not play coach's decision as well. Luke Travers was down in the G League, so he was not out there for the Cavs against the Heat. He did almost have a triple-double in the G League for the Canton Charge. Is it the Canton Charge or still the Cleveland Charge? I can't remember. I think it's now the Cleveland Charge. Anyway, we had 15, 9, and 11. It was awesome. The magical mullet himself causing all sorts of havoc. And Dante Exum has got like a right foot contusion. So he was out for the Mavericks. And Alex Dukas did not get out there for our beloved Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Oklahoma City Blue might have been playing as well today. But yeah, bit of a rough one. None of the Aussies out there. Aussie Matty Teacopter did not play coach's decision as well. Might try to dig into what's going on with his ankle. But anyway, Andrew Gay's Great Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence.
Andrew Gay's Great Mamba.
Outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. Oh, yes. Luka Doncic. So, one that I didn't hit on yesterday because we wanted to give a bit of shine to LeBron James and his 50K. Luka had that 30 and 15 game yesterday. What do you have? Like, just that absurd stat line. Like, it was just... You sort of roll your eyes, and if you're a Mavs fan, you're like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I need an adult. He had 38 and 15. Absolutely incredible gear. Also joined the very, very short list of Lakers who have had a 30-point, 15-assist game. It's Jerry West, Magic Johnson, and LeBron. And now Luka. Jesus. How about a Shane Hill Shoot Your Shot, Line 'em Up award?
He threw it down. Are you healed? Are you healed? Praise the Lord, I'm healed.
Praise the Lord, for I'm healed. It is the Shane Hill
Shooters Shoot
Your Shot, Light 'em Up award.
Oh, I love that. First off, Dame Lillard became the sixth player in NBA history to hit 3,000 threes, including playoffs. So total threes, okay. Behind Ray Allen, Steph Curry, James Harden, Klay Thompson, LeBron. It's a lot of 3,000 is incredible. The fact that Ray was the first one to do it is just like, fucking jeez. But obviously, Pritchard and D. White, the shooting today, the most combined threes in a game ever for two teammates. They had 19 between the two of them, right? So Pritchard has 10, D. White has 9 as well. So 19. That is the most ever in an NBA game by teammates. Surpassing Klay Thompson and Alfonso McKinney, not Steph Curry. Their time with Dame and Gary Terrence Trent D'Arby Jr. with 18. Alfonso McKinney, that is amazing. I love that. But Pritchard and D. White, they're just out there making history. Quick Kiwi corner. I forgot that. Oh, no, I don't even know where that one is. Kiwi corner. There it is. I'll tell you what, big Stephen Adams Brew got out there yesterday against the, was that loss to the Pacers, wasn't it? 3 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist, shot 1 of 3 in 15 minutes. In 8 minutes against the Kangs on the weekend, he played, that 8 minutes went 1 of 3 as well. He went 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. So, not bad. Last Thursday, he had the 4 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Filled it up against the Spurs in a game that they won 118-106. I think we might have mentioned that last Thursday. But big Steven Adams, look, he's sort of been in and out as Houston have like been tinkering with that lineup and just sort of trying to juggle dudes. And he's up to like almost 5 rebounds a game because every time he basically plays, he's just like, oh, Brew, I'll get that rebound, D. Don't worry about that one. That one's mine. I've got it, Brew. Oh, here you go. I'll pass the ball over to you. All right, quick one for the Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. All right. Let's do it. Oh, snap. Let's see. Who is out there? Jock Landale again. Oh, special night of the Rackets game with Sunshine Kids Org. On you, Jock. Give him back. The Landales After Dark. Oh, it's a picture of his missus having a dance on the tabletop at the bar. Looks like at their wedding. So, nice one, Jock. He is a very wholesome Instagram follow. You can see a bit of cheekiness. Right, let's do some game previews. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Well, how many games were there today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are currently, based on yesterday's picks, 7 of 8. We've got Detroit minus 4.5, and they're currently winning by 2. What do you reckon? Holy crap. Oh, no, they're down 6 now. Of course it is. Tough one, but yeah, we nailed it. Yeah, not bad. I don't know if the ones that we actually put in were actually the same as yesterday's show, but anyway. Remember, you can actually follow along with all of the picks. Every single one of them goes into the NBA Straya profile at Dabble. So sign up using the link in the show description here. If you're listening on YouTube or if you're on Apple or bloody Spotify or whatever, the link is in the show description. Just see it there. Bang in the code NBA Straya. Tell them Jim sent you. We're keeping the NBA Straya pirate ship afloat. So we've got some daily best multis and same gamers in there as well. But basically, it's every pick that I'm making on the show goes in there too. And then I do the walk and talks in the morning just as a bit of a quick update. So jump around that. Just click the links. It's right there. Help Jim help himself. we are on an absolute fucking heater, by the way. Against the line the last 3 days, we've gone fucking 21 out of 23. So just saying, you should be following. Fridays, we've got Chicago at Orlando. This is a fascinating game because the Bulls, if Gids comes back, I don't know about his quad. The Bulls were obviously a bit sans everybody the other day. And the Magic lost that game against the Raptors. The Magic are getting basically 63 points a game almost out of Franz Wagner, hello, and Balabankara, and keep losing. They need to win this game. I think they will. If the Bulls don't have Giddey, I don't know if they can keep up. So if there is Giddey, plus 7.5 for the Bulls. Without Giddey, I'm going Orlando, minus 7.5 at home. Brooklyn, host Chicago. Now, the Nets have been getting their absolute asses handed to them of late. I mentioned this the other day. And it's one of those ones you're like, yeah, they're playing pretty tough, aren't they? It's not in the last week and a half. They've lost by 8 to the Wizards, 8 to the Thunder. That was a pretty close one, but that was at home again. Blazers by 19. The Pistons by 21. And the Spurs by 14. Do you think the Golden State Warriors can beat them by more than 11? I do. So I'm going to go the Warriors minus 10.5. Philly go to Boston with the Celtics on a back-to-back. You'll probably see Tatum come back for this one. But the Sixers are a shell of a team. 13.5 points at home for Boston. I think they're fine. I think we saw Payton Pritchard and co. absolutely go ham. If they get Tatum back, they cover that one pretty handily. If they don't, maybe Philly. So I'd probably keep an eye on the team sheet for tomorrow morning. But for the minute, it's Boston because the way that they are whomping teams and the way that they sort of ran away with that game today against Portland. So they win that by 10, but Portland's actually a functioning actual basketball team with some talent, right? You've got Scoot, you've got Shaden, you've got Anthony Penny-Simons. The Sixers might have Paul George and it's brutal. And Yabu, he's going to go ham against Boston, but still. Indy go to Atlanta, another really good game. Can the Great Barrier Thief lock up Tyrese Halliburton, who's been an absolute tear of late? I'm going to take Indy minus 2.5. I just think they're substantially better across the board than Atlanta. Even on the road, I think they'll be fine. Houston go to New Orleans. Tricky one. The Pelicans are only 4.5-point underdogs at home. I think that's for a good reason. I think they're a bit feisty. I think they can give Houston a bit of a run for their money. I think Houston win this one, but it's a close one. And I'm taking the Pelicans plus 4.5. Then we finish up with the Knicks and Lakers. Awesome game. Can't wait for this. Unfortunately, I'll probably have to be taping tomorrow's show while this one's going on because we're going to scooch down the beach for the long weekend. So, but Knicks Lakers is going to be an absolute ball terror for your Friday, Arvo. A few tins under your belt. Lakers minus 3.5. Luka, LeBron, Jackson Hayes. It's pretty interesting. If Cat plays, maybe, but I think the Lakers are just too good. So they're on an absolute heater right now. Luka's playing out of his ass. LeBron looks like he's fucking 24 again. It's incredible. We'll go the Lakers. And there you go. That's it for today. Quickie Thursday. It wasn't even that quick in the end. Bloody hell. But that's it for today. We'll be back on deck tomorrow for a quick weekend preview show as well. As mentioned, I've got to piss off a little bit early, so we might not wrap the end of that Knicks-Lakers game, but still. In the meantime, make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Go on. If you're not following across all of them, what are you doing? NFL Straya as well. Myself and Gaz, good times there. Wrapping up the Super Bowl. We will be doing an off-season show pretty soon as well with free agency coming up. And he's back from Bali, so why not? Check us a rating, review on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you're using on the Android phone. It does help. Rate, review, star, subscribe, share. Help a brother out. That's all I ask. Big thanks go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. Check out House Hats as well as Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinating Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sextra, Green, and Dozers. They're buying all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them all on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. NBA Straya, Sports Australian Band, so should you. Get around the pics over on Dabble. Remember to smash it in the show description. There's a link there. We also put that in the Facey and IG stories every morning when we do the walk and talk, or jump it under the Twitter. So if you want to follow along, sign up there if that's your thing. If not, that's fine, man. We'll catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. How fun was that day? The Payton Pritchard day. All right, we will see you tomorrow on a Friday. TGIF, am I right? All right, it's NBA Straya saying look after yourselves, would you? And little Hosanna!